There is no one issue, but there is actually several solutions to be found.
It is a reality that we're all in this same boat together.
The market will continue to challenge us, and we need to provide the innovation so that our clients' businesses don't suffer.
Gaining that information that people are putting forward is really, really important for all of us.
It's fair to say that it needs joined up approach from the whole of the supply chain.
I think there's a lot of good intention. I think now is the time to action.
What I felt was really good is that just how engaged people are in this subject and just how important it is and how it also fits in with everything else. We talked about net zero, for example, which is a big talking point at COP26. So I think there's certainly scope to take it forward from within industry and a real desire to try and communicate to the wider public about what circularity is and to try and do that in sort of terms that I think they'll engage with and that they will react to. That's not easy though. It's not an easy situation, and I think that it's fair to say that it needs joined up approach from the whole of the supply chain.
One of the big problems that we did talk about this morning was greenwashing, how we get past that, how we get the right information to people to make sure that they are properly informed. Is something that we need to work on as an industry ourselves.
What's been highly refreshing as far as I'm concerned is there is an open acceptance that there are good materials for every aspect, and the issues are, can we get real data, can we be accurate and transparent with the information that we share in a meaningful way and be trustworthy as individuals.
From a paper market point of view, there are still some massive challenges ahead. We may as well be open, upfront and honest. We can see that in the news, we can see it in the papers. So we know that the paper isn't going to settle down and that's going to continue challenging us. From a plastic point of view, yes, from April onwards, we really need to be aware in our marketplace and educate our clients of the implications of what the plastic tax has on their bottom line and bring some innovation to them to ensure that they can offset it.
How can you make consumers really be enticed into buying circular products and buying into circular services as well? And I think that was a really interesting debate that we had around how can you not only guilt trip consumers, which happens a lot at the moment around climate and carbon, but also how can you create packaging which entices them and excites them around the circular economy.
It's not just talk. Everybody who is here, is my experience, is trying to work on something, be it as a converter to produce a new packaging, be it as a provider of material for the packaging, be it as a brand to provide new solutions when it comes to products in a packaging. So we are all here because we think and we know we have to do something, we are doing something, and we want to exchange our experience.
Behind this is the circular economy. It's the move from linear to circular. And if you think about the linear economy, that's the old adage, the old philosophy of let's fail fast. We're not worried about the consequences of failing. We fail fast, move on. We're throwing stuff away. Right now we're having to get out of that mode. And we're getting out of that mode when we can't find stuff to go into the front of it. So circular could actually come about much quicker because we're being forced into making more use of the materials we've got in circulation already. So rather than going to find it new, we say, right, what can we do with what we've got?
If we are driven, rather than driven to make excuses or find ways to tick a box and not deliver, if we actually put all that energy into coming up with a result that is right for the country, which is right for the world, and most importantly for me on a personal level, it's right for my grandchildren.
But there does seem to be more of a willingness to collaborate at the moment, and I think that's something which industry has been talking about. It's talked about here at the Environmental Packaging Summit. We talked a lot about that collaboration and talked a lot about engagement right the way through the supply chain. And I think that's something that's come out of this discussion that we had today, that yes, we're trying to grapple and work out what the definition of circularity is, but actually maybe the best thing to do is to try and put it in terms that the general public can understand far easier, and that helps them to engage and to do the right thing ultimately.